So for quite some time now, there have been inklings here and there about Hillary Clinton's health and whether or not we should be concerned due to the fact that she's had multiple coughing fits, she's exhibited odd behavior, and now there's this fainting episode where she had to be carried into a car. So all of this has led to Hillary Clinton releasing her medical records. Now, I do believe that Hillary Clinton's health is a legitimate concern, particularly after this video was released, but I can't fault anyone for thinking that it was just a conspiracy theory prior to this, seeing that the idea was mostly championed by idiots. I mean, conspiracy theorists like the individuals over at Breitbart and InfoWars, such as Alex Jones, people with zero credibility. Also, when you have National Enquirer releasing photos of Hillary Clinton, photoshopped to the point where she looks like Emperor Palpatine, I wasn't initially inclined to believe that this was a compelling story, but now we have actual evidence to validate concerns about her health. So after all of this commotion throughout the week, Hillary Clinton has now released some of her medical records, and Donald Trump has released some of his medical records, or actually he gave a doctor's note to a TV doctor in true Trump fashion, because if it's not done on TV, then Donald Trump can't do it. So let's get into the story. So NBC News explains that Hillary Clinton released medical records on Wednesday, providing new details about both her pneumonia diagnosis and general health, just hours after Donald Trump offered some new information about his own well-being in a taped appearance on the Dr. Oz show. A letter from Clinton's doctor states that the Democratic presidential nominee last Friday was diagnosed with mild, non-contagious bacterial pneumonia. She is recovering well with antibiotics and rest. She continues to remain healthy and fit to serve as president of the United States, said Dr. Lisa Bardick, Clinton's doctor. Dr. Bardick also revealed she evaluated Clinton a week earlier on September 2nd for a fever, congestion, and fatigue. Over the next several days as she traveled, her congestion worsened and she developed a cough. She was advised to see me when she returned from her travels for further testing, Dr. Bardick wrote. During the follow-up, a non-contrast chest CT scan revealed the pneumonia. Right off the bat, many people are saying that they don't only believe that she has pneumonia, and they think there's something else going on, because she talks about how Hillary Clinton developed a cough over the last week or so. But I mean, there are videos that go back to 2015 when Hillary Clinton was having these uncontrollable coughing fits.
Excuse me. Too much to say.
So I get why people are concerned that there's something more going on here. Now, getting to Donald Trump, the release of Clinton's records came just hours after Trump provided some new medical information of his own in a taped appearance of the Dr. Oz show, which is scheduled to air Thursday. Trump handed the show's host a letter containing new details from a recent examination with Dr. Harold Bornstein. I looked at them and tried to process it pretty quickly, and I got to say, as a doctor, if he was my patient, they are good for a man of his age, Dr. Oz said. Those in the audience told NBC News after the interview that Dr. Oz gave Trump a clean bill of health. Other than apparently his body mass index being a little high, the man is in incredibly good shape. Dr. Oz was very, very impressed, said Matthew Stevens, who was also in the audience. Okay, so I have a range of opinions on this topic overall, and I might just break a Humanist Report record here, because not only am I going to defend Hillary Clinton and defend Donald Trump, which I always criticize them, I'm going to defend them both, but in the same video, I'm also going to criticize them. So we're going to, you know, there's something for everyone to love in this video, essentially. So getting to Donald Trump, look, out of all the TV doctors that you could have chosen, you chose to go to the biggest quack possible. So Dr. Oz is someone that has recommended, quote, plant-based magic weight loss cures. He recommended communicating with the dead in order to reduce stress. He's also championed homeopathy to fight off colds and the flu, as well as, quote, miracle appetite suppressants. And he's also recommended, quote, harnessing energy to help patients survive risky surgeries. So let's just put it this way. I would be more satisfied if Donald Trump had went to Dr. Dre with his medical results, because Dr. Oz is as big as a fraud and a quack as you could possibly imagine. So that's my that's my take on that immediately. But at the same time, there's really no concerns over Donald Trump's health. He's given us no reason to believe that he's unhealthy aside from him being overweight. So I don't necessarily believe that he needed to give us all of his medical records, but I understand that he's trying to compete with Hillary Clinton since she's now going to be releasing her medical records. For me personally, I would have much preferred to see Donald Trump's tax returns rather than his medical records. But with that being said, getting to Hillary Clinton, I do feel the need to defend her in two different ways, but I also want to be critical of her in two different ways as well. First of all, there's multiple videos of her having coughing fits for quite some time, and there's also evidence that her handlers were carrying medication to prevent seizures. Although this is unconfirmed, and there's also some legitimate concerns you can still have about Hillary Clinton's health. But with that being said, there's really just no way of knowing whether or not there's any other underlying medical issues. And if you focus on what could potentially be wrong, then that distracts us from focusing on the real issues, like her hawkish military policy. And there are many people now contending that she might have Parkinson's disease and that this is a pneumonia that people with Parkinson's tend to develop. I have no idea, and I don't think that we should be diagnosing someone over the internet, especially if we don't have medical degrees, and I am the last person you want to ask about medical issues because I have no idea. I have no expertise in this realm, zero whatsoever, so I can't really discuss this in a substantive way. So for me personally, I'd rather focus on what matters, and that's the policy substance. Now, when it comes to my second defense of Hillary Clinton, even if Hillary Clinton did have a life-threatening medical issue, I think you can still make the case that it's not something that's completely disqualifying. I mean, FDR was one of the best presidents in American history, but he was also sick, and he even ended up dying in office due to a cerebral hemorrhage. Now, am I saying that Hillary Clinton is going to accomplish as much as FDR? No, I'm not saying that, and for anyone that watches my podcast, they know that I'm very critical of Hillary Clinton. So I'm not giving her a pass because I want to be like everyone else and just give Hillary Clinton a pass for any and everything. I just think that you can probably make a compelling argument that Hillary Clinton can still govern the country effectively, even if she is sick. And look, I think many people would rightfully disagree with what I just said, and that gets into my criticisms of Hillary Clinton now. So first, had she actually been more transparent and open about the health issues that she's having, I mean, you wouldn't even have people speculating about her health in the first place. And when she said that she had her coughing fit, well, they were saying that it was an allergy that she was having, and now it was revealed that she has pneumonia. So, I mean, this has exposed Hillary Clinton as a liar yet again, but when it comes to her health. So, I mean, I'm not going to be mad at people who are speculating that she may have Parkinson's because Hillary Clinton is a serial liar. She cannot help herself. She has to lie about everything. So, this is your own fault, Hillary Clinton. I can't blame people for speculating if you're so untransparent. Now, another criticism that I have of Hillary Clinton is the way in which she and her campaign has handled this health scare. What does Hillary Clinton do when she is attacked and she doesn't know how to defend herself? She pivots to identity politics.
Secretary Clinton does represent the establishment. I represent, I hope, ordinary Americans, and by the way, who are not all that enamored with the establishment, but I am very proud to have people like Keith Ellison and Raul Grijalva in the House, the co-chairman of the House Progressive Caucus.
Well, look, I've got to just jump in here because, honestly, Senator Sanders is the only person who I think would characterize me, a woman running to be the first woman president, as exemplifying the establishment.
And there are now cries about sexism over Hillary Clinton's health. I kid you not. Well, that's fine. You can claim that even though it's incorrect, but you also have to be consistent and claim that when John McCain was pressured by Democrats to release his medical records in 2008, you have to claim that that's ageist. And when it comes to Bernie Sanders, one of Hillary Clinton's own surrogates was trying to propagate a conspiracy theory that Sanders was sick and was trying to urge him to release his medical records. And Bernie Sanders did, in fact, end up releasing his medical records. So unless you're willing to say that that attack against Bernie Sanders was both anti-Semitic and ageist, we got a twofer there, then you are not allowed to claim sexism here when there's no evidence for that. It's ridiculous to assert that Hillary Clinton is being held to a different standard because she's a woman. One, when we hold all other older presidential candidates to the same standard, and 2, there's literal video evidence showing that she might actually be sick. So that's my criticism and defense of both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And let me just say this. There are a lot of people who are trying to start a hashtag Bring Back Bernie trend on Twitter, and I am 100% down for this, but let's be honest here. It's probably not going to happen because the DNC, even though there are inklings that they are thinking about a contingency plan, if Hillary Clinton does step down, it's not up to them. It is actually up to Hillary Clinton, and she is not going anywhere if she chooses not to. And we all know that Hillary Clinton, she wants this no matter what. She believes it's her turn, and that she's entitled to the White House, so I don't think she's going to step down for nothing. So I wouldn't get your hopes up, and even if that is the case, that Hillary Clinton does step down, here's what we have to look forward to. The DNC completely undermining democracy and appointing either Joe Biden or Tim Kaine as the Democratic nominee, because they've shown time and again they have contempt for Bernie Sanders and his supporters, and they want nothing to do with his progressive policies. So there's really no way that Bernie Sanders can be the nominee of a party unless it's outside of the Democratic Party. Look, and let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if in some weird scenario Hillary Clinton chooses to step down and the DNC has to find a replacement for her, if they pick anyone other than Bernie Sanders, just know that I will do everything in my power to stop them from getting votes. I will attack them every single day, and I pretty much do that anyway. I criticize them every single day because I'm hoping it's constructive, but they don't listen. But whatever, I'm still going to do it. But I will be so pissed. I mean, I will raise hell about this. I'm not talking about violent protests, but I'm just saying I will do what I can to defeat the Democratic Party at every single election to make sure they lose in 2016 at every single level, local, national, you name it. So in the end, this health issue will continue to snowball and get out of control for Hillary Clinton unless she pledges to be more transparent, but we all know that's not going to happen. And the fact that she's being very secretive and her campaign surrogates and campaign spokespeople are lying to the media or being disingenuous in the media about her health, it's just going to continue to get worse. And with Donald Trump, I don't need to see his medical records. I mean, I'm glad if you want to show them. I'm always for more rather than less. But dude, release your tax returns. That's what people really want to see. Because nobody's calling for you to release your medical records. We're all calling for you to release your tax returns. So that issue for him is going to get worse unless he actually does it. So these two candidates are both jokes, and that's my take on the issue.